From almost dying in an accident to having a secret channel, these are 10 things you did not know about Joven and Dylan, also known as JD. But let's talk about JD's secret YouTube channel. Joven and Dylan have been friends for a very long time, and this is his old channel called Were Swiss 2012. He had videos from over 12 years ago of Call of Duty montages because they were very into that game. They had a Call of Duty clan called Swiss Army, and Dylan's gamertag was Swiss Flow and Joven's was Swiss Smile. They posted edits of Call of Duty trick shots when they were in high school in 2012. But let's talk about the day that Joven got badly injured. It all started when Joven went to Nicholas's house in real life to borrow his skateboard and ride down to Dylan's house to surprise him. This goes all the way back to 2018. Keep in mind, Joven has had little to no experience with skateboards before this. Maybe not the best idea, Joven. So as Joven went down to Dylan's house, he started going faster, and then a little bit faster, and then before you know it, he was going very fast, and knowing what he knew about skateboards, he did not know how to properly stop. So as he was heading into a busy road, he made a decision. Do I potentially get hit by a car or jump off? Fortunately, he jumped off, but unfortunately, he broke his leg in the process and had to be rushed to the emergency room. But Joven isn't the only one who had a life or death situation. One day, Dylan was driving with his friend and he was going onto a highway, and as he was driving, all of a sudden, someone made a sharp turn about 5 feet in front of his car. He floored the brakes and bam, he crashed. This is an actual image of Dylan's car after the crash. It was totaled. But luckily, he ended up okay with no injuries. And on top of that, on an unrelated note, his girlfriend broke up within 3 days prior to the car accident. It was a rough week for Dylan, to say the least. Did you know that the biggest MM2 YouTuber, JD, and the creator of the game, Nicholas, were both born and raised in Toronto, Canada? That's right, JD and Nicholas met and are good friends in real life, largely because they live nearby and can meet up easily. What are the chances? But did you know that Joven has the rarest inventory in MM2? We all know that the default set in Murder Mystery is the starting knife and gun everybody has to start with automatically, and it's been like that since the game was released. But did you know that there was one person in the entire game that doesn't have it? One day, Joven asked Nicholas if he could wipe his inventory because he wanted a clean one, and it didn't just remove the godlies, but the default set too. Who knew the rarest inventory in the game would be because he didn't own something? But this next one, very few knew this was a part of the game back then. We all know the MM2 name tag color is default white, or it's red if you own the Elite Game Pass. But did you know that Dylan has had a green name tag and Joven has had a black name tag that very few people owned at the time? Well, at least they used to. After the Season 1 update, all the name tags were reverted back, but wouldn't it be so cool to have a black name tag? JD owns the Nick Scythe, a 1 of 7 MM2 item that is only obtainable by being gifted it by Nicholas, the owner of MM2, but that isn't even the coolest thing in JD's inventory. What's cooler than a Nick Scythe, you may ask? A knife made after you. Custom made. JD has his own custom knife called, you guessed it, JD. That knife has 3 versions to it, and before duping, used to actually be difficult to obtain. It is a legendary knife that used to only be able to get by winning a JD giveaway or buying merch from him. But now it is not worth nearly as much because it was a victim of all 3 duping incidents. Let's talk about the time JD was caught hacking in MM2. We all know the ghost perk makes you invisible for a few seconds and then it reappears. But Dylan owns a modded ghost perk that was gifted from Nicholas that only he owns. As you can see, this is a video of him trolling with it and literally making people think he's hacking. You might think it stopped with the modded ghost perk, but he owns something even more overpowered than that. This next perk makes it so you can literally make somebody not move for like ever. As you can see, the normal perk is you only have 3 traps and then you're done. But his version of it, you can use an unlimited amount of traps. As you can see, he is hosting a fan lobby where people try to race and get through all those traps. Imagine if he did that in a public server. He would never lose a game as the murderer ever. These are modded perks. It's like hacking, except Nicholas has the power to give these to anybody and are usable in public servers too. Can you imagine if Nicholas released modded perks in MM2? But let's talk about Dylan owning one of the rarest hats on Roblox. Dylan has been on Roblox since December of 2008. That's older than some of you have been alive. Since he was on Roblox that long ago, he owned some rare and unobtainable Roblox items. This item was available for purchase for 9 ticks when ticks was a Roblox currency. You heard me right, ticks. This item is rare because it went off sale in January of 2010, and the people who do own it, 99% of them have quit, making the active users that own this hat extremely rare. The hat I'm talking about is the 2009 Roblox visor, which is an iconic hat that he's worn on his classic avatar for many years. Like the video if you learned something new about JD, and comment JD MM2 in the comments so maybe he'll see this video. Now, on to the time Nicholas got banned. Oh wait, watch this video to find out what happened.